Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. What up, family? It's your boy SNTV coming back at y'all with another International Steppers. And this story is going to be about none other than young Dolph, aka May, aka Dolph Gabbana, aka Flipper, aka Paper Route Frank.
I don't give a I just love counting this paper. You ain't ready to die about this shit, nigga? Nah, you can't sit at this table.
Young Dolph was originally from Chicago, but ended up moving to Memphis as a baby. Castilla Heights in South Memphis is where he resided. He stayed with his grandmother because his parents were on drugs real bad. Dolph was introduced to crack cocaine at about 5 years old. He was headed to school and needed some money, so he went into his parents' bedroom, and voila, there it was, white rocks laying on a dresser. Pretty soon he got used to seeing people walking around like zombies. Because of his parents' drug addiction, Dolph and his siblings were split up. His grandmother on his mother's side took the girls, while he and his brothers went to stay with his grandmother on his dad's side. Staying with Ida Mae was way different. She was going to make sure that they went to school and to church every Sunday, no exceptions. Dolph even said that not graduating high school was out of the question. She instilled an independent mindset within them, making sure that they knew that they couldn't depend on nobody but each other. He taught himself how to cut hair at 13, and soon he was cutting everybody's hair in the neighborhood.
I might have been 12, because I taught myself how to cut hair. When I was 12 years old, I taught myself how to cut hair. I was cutting everybody's hair in the neighborhood, everybody's hair at school.
He hustled, but tried to be discreet because he didn't want his grandma to know what he was doing. According to Dolph, she was the only person that he listened to and didn't want to let her down. She would eventually find out when she caught Dolph red-handed with the pack.
My whole thing was, though, I was like, I never want my grandma to know. I just have shit outside around the house. I go from the side of the house over there and jump the gate and run in and out the eye of the house, right? Man, I go jump the gate one day, go in the eye of the house. I got some shorts on. The dog started barking. I'm like, why she barking? Grandma coming out the back door back here. I turn around, grandma right there. I'm trying to stuff all this shit in my pants, but I got on shorts, and this shit hit straight to the floor. She just started yelling and screaming. She the only person I really ever cared about what she say, what she think about me, just any and everything.
Dolph got most of his influence from his 3 older cousins and a guy named Daddy-O. But what made him really want to rap was seeing Boosie's success. His partner called him to serve Boosie some weed, and that encounter sparked his career. After seeing Boosie driving the Bentley, that was all it took. Dolph figured that if rap could get Boosie a Bentley, there was no limit to what it can get him. May was the name that Dolph was going by during his years of hustling. When he made his mind up to rap, the name Young Dolph was born. Dolph met Daddy on the basketball court when he was around 10 years old. He looked up to him because not only was Daddy-O good on the court, but he was a hustler. Daddy-O actually was the first one to show Dolph over $500,000. Daddy-O also had decent rap skills. Him and Dolph would get together and freestyle, and when people would hear Dolph, they would tell him he should take rap more serious. Eventually, Dolph started to listen. Dolph began getting equipment together so that he could record, and at first he didn't know what he was doing, but slowly but surely, he began to elevate.
Well, see, like to me at first, he used to have a lot of stuff crossed up. You know, they was putting them beats and all that stuff together. All they had it hooked up over there. And he was struggling at first, but he got it. I mean, he knew what he was doing.
I love you, bro. You hear me? I be on YouTube looking at you and everything, bro. Hey, you real ass nigga, man. Keep going to kill these niggas. That new young dog, I think I'm sprung.
That motherfucking new city, bro. Real talk, man. M-Town niggas, man.
I do this shit, y'all.
His career really began to take off after the passing of his grandmother, Ida Mae. She died from lung cancer. And in 2008, Dolph began to transform himself into a force to be reckoned with. He started taking trips to Atlanta during the height of the mixtape era and collabing with artists like Gucci Mane and buying beats from the hottest producers. Zaytoven would become one of Dolph's main sources of production. He did a feature with Gucci, who really didn't know him like that, and it wasn't until a guy came to see Gucci from another state and told him that him and Dolph was all he listened to on the way up there, Gucci immediately became interested in who Dolph was, and then he realized he had already done a feature with him. Gucci would then contact his producer and tell him to get in touch with Dolph, and from then on they began to develop a relationship with each other. Dolph started doing shows soon after and would get his opportunity to shine when he was asked to open up for Gucci. He and Daddy-O paid $10,000 to open up, and the crowd was feeling Dolph. This led to Dolph never having to pay Gucci for another feature again. In 2008, Dolph dropped Paper Route Campaign and immediately began to blow up locally. And in 2010, he decided to establish his label, Paper Route Empire, and soon dropped Welcome to Dolph World, hosted by DJ Scream. He then dropped High Class Street Music and High Class Street Music 2 in 2011, followed by Time to Kill and Blue Magic in 2012. And in 2013, he collabed with Gucci, dropping East Atlanta Memphis, followed by Trapping Out a Mansion and South Memphis Kingpin. In 2014, he dropped Cross Country Trappin' and American Gangster, which featured the single that really blew him up, Preach. Soon after, Dolph was on his way to the top, and around this time is when the beef with Yo Gotti started, allegedly because he refused to sign with Gotti. There was also a rumor that Dolph slept with Yo Gotti's baby mother, and Yo Gotti didn't like that. I don't know if that's true or not, but I do know that Dolph and Yo Gotti were at odds. Beginning in 2016, posts were made and eventually came diss songs. But Memphis has changed a lot, and the rap game has too. And these days, when you get on the track and you say certain things about a man, or you embarrass a man in public, you can almost guarantee that things are gonna go farther. But there was a time when Yo Gotti and Young Dolph was cool.
Salute to Gotti, salute to my boy Juicy J, you feel me? We trippin', man, you know what I'm saying? Big Cat Stallion shit, man. Salute to Gotti.